Good morning, gang. David Gupple, Thinker Farmer here. It's December 2nd, 2023. Today is an unusual video because this week has been a really crazy, unusual week. So about a week and a half ago, I was on my way back from Bogalusa to Gonzales, and my truck started having shifting issues. And I knew it was clutch related. I did some diagnostics, more or less, to make sure, but it's starting to shift hard, and it's been a few years since I replaced the clutch in it. It's still functional, it's still shifting, but getting really hard, and I never like to be stranded on the side of the road. So I decided, well, I need to go ahead and put a new clutch in it. I'd never replaced the slave cylinder. I've had this truck for 10 years. It's a 93 Ranger, so it's a 30-year-old truck. Had it for 10 years. I've done a lot of work on it and with it. And anyway, been all over with it. I take long road trips, hoping to be taking some long road trips coming up shortly. And so I didn't, there's no point in risking it with the clutch. I needed to get the job done. So a week ago today, I was able to get the day off, and I dropped the transmission on it and looked through all the parts, went ahead and got some parts ordered, and had to wait a week for them to come in. During that time, the ground went from being reasonably dry to now being very wet. I'd say we've probably gotten a few inches of rain in this last week, and it's gotten pretty wet here in South Louisiana pretty quickly. Deborah's putting her chickens up for winter to the compost area over under that oak tree there. So anyway, it's gotten really wet. We got 1.5 inches just in the last 24 hours alone. Gonna get another inch. And so what was a really nice job situation under a pole barn, I say nice, marginally nice. I have plywood under there for rolling my jack stand to drop the transmission. I have a couple concrete slabs, but only one of them, well, a couple of them would have been out of the rain, actually have a roof over them. And of those two, both of them are super tight spaces, so I figured working under this pole barn would be better, but I didn't know we were going to get 4 inches of rain. So anyway, this morning I came out here and had a whole bunch of puddles right around the truck, and mud is really not good at all to be working in. So what I went ahead and did, dug a nice sump hole over here, and went ahead and just used a bucket, took all the water, got it away from here, and more or less just sandbagged the area around my truck. Not literally, but used some soil and drained all the water away. Got some fresh, clean cardboard. Used the old cardboard to kind of cover up the mud. So I've got not a great working area, but certainly way better than it was. I can't control the weather, and I can't control decisions I've made that maybe should have been made different in hindsight. Ideally, this is the best open area I've got to work, but it was dry a week ago, like I said. So anyway, today the goal is to get the transmission back in my truck, drop it, get it underneath there, and of course, I'm not gonna make this a super informative mechanic video because there's plenty of other people that do that, but I've got a point I'm getting to, so I'm gonna work my way there. But yeah, that's your bell housing right there. We've got 8 bolts plus 3 for the starter. I'm gonna have to bolt that back to the engine. And you're looking at the throwout bearing right there. Right there, that's my throwout bearing. I'm gonna be replacing that. I've got a clutch slave cylinder I'm gonna replace as well. The pilot bearing that goes into the crankshaft, we're replacing that. I'm gonna replace some other seals. And of course, I'll go over here and kind of show y'all. Of course, there's my starter, but it's doing fine. We're not worried about that. I've got my, that right there is your clutch disc, and pressure plates underneath it. So I'm gonna get back up under here, and there's my flywheel. It's gonna have to come off. And I'm gonna change the rear engine oil seal and go ahead and get, put the new engine oil seal in, new pilot bearing, probably scuff the, I can probably scuff up the flywheel. The surface isn't that rough. Anyway, it's gonna be a job. I've got my jack stand under the engine, and kind of a poor boy, but still a fairly safe setup. I made sure the vehicle was level and got it jacked in the front and the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this job done today. So anyway, just made do with the situation. So what I wanted to discuss primarily is something I've been thinking about a lot as I do this job, and that's living within your means, and not just in the sense of not overspending yourself, but also having a lot of margin in your life. I could afford to spend, I mean, if I was gonna pay somebody to do this job, I'm working 6 days a week, was able to get last Saturday off, and was also able to get, well, I got Thanksgiving Day off. Holidays, I get holidays off, but sometimes. Anyway, I was able to get a couple Saturdays off to work on this. Been using a family vehicle that I also do repairs on. But if I'd paid somebody to do this job, frankly, labor-wise, I wouldn't trust anybody to do this job for me for less than $500. I'd expect it'd be closer to $1,000. Mechanic shops vary all over the place, but to put a full clutch job in, do it right and do it well, costs a lot. Anyway, I say a lot, $1,000's not that much in maintenance, but this truck here has been a money maker for me. I've had it for 10 years, bought it for $500, and I'm telling you, gang, you get a good old vehicle and you do the maintenance work on it yourself, the amount of money you can save, and it's just incredible. And the same is true with a running a farm or ranch business. Being willing to do with less, buy secondhand, make do, redo, or do without on your own farm. You save so much. And the thing is, it also frees you up to make good decisions on your ranch instead of being stressed out about your finances. The more money you spend, the more that money pulls you in certain directions. That's why sinking tons of money in capital-intensive equipment, lots of tractors, lots of equipment, that's just going to tie you up and pull you in a direction. It's not going to allow you to make a lot of management decisions, and you're not going to have margin to work. But it takes a lot of contentment to be secondhand, you know, be the guy with the old vehicle, and it has to do all of his own maintenance. It is a lot of hard work. There's no doubt about it. But anyway, that's kind of the scoop for today. Yeah, I'm gonna make do with what I've got and enjoy the day. And with that, gang, blessings for the journey, and keep it real.